Good afternoon. I believe, just most of you are in the afternoon. I'm here in Minnesota, so it is 3 p.m. So my name is Gerardo Duran, and I'm medical director at 3N, and I have the pleasure just to introduce this session. So we have, let me see, I think we can start, and we have a number of participants. So, as I said, it's my honor to introduce for this session. It's called Feel, Don't Fix, right? Dealing with attunement to foster respect and civility. So, well, we have emotionally charged workplaces, right, in these fast-paced times, and leaders are often quick to respond with solutions. But this session invites you to consider something different, a different approach. The power of attunement, being fully present with another's emotional state in a way that fosters trust, clarity, and unique connection. So we are joined by two remarkable experts in the field. So Stella Grison, best-selling author, executive coach, and one of the world's leading leaders with happiness. So she has spent nearly 2 decades helping leaders and organizations elevating well-being and engagement across the globe, actually. Alongside, we have Lisa Sigarmi. She's an organizational psychologist and leadership coach, brings deep expertise in leadership development, organizational performance, and emerging work on trauma dynamics in the workplace. So together, they will guide us through why attunement matters, how to practice it, and how these overlooked skills can transform in civility into respect, presence, and humanity. So, well, join me in welcoming Stella and Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Gerardo. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Shall we do this still? It's going to be fun, right?
Do it. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to start out telling you a story about when I really messed up at work. So it began when Maria walked into my office and she was clearly overwhelmed. And I thought, okay, she needs my help. She needs answers, right? I listened, I asked some clarifying questions, and then I did what I'd been trained to do as a leader. I tried to fix it. I grabbed a pen, I broke down the problem into parts, I offered strategies like leveraging her team or moving deadlines or even deprioritizing some of her other projects that I knew about. And I could see that she was struggling, so I really wanted to be helpful. But something in her eyes, I'll never forget it, something in her eyes changed as I spoke. It was like she was drifting further away, not closer to me. And I thought I was being helpful, but she left the conversation looking even more burdened than when she walked in. And it didn't occur to me until later that what she really needed wasn't my strategy. What she needed was my presence. She needed to be felt, not fixed. So how often do we do this? That's what I want you to ask yourself right now. How often do we miss the people right in front of us? Not miss as in long for, but miss as in truly fail to connect with. Maybe you're rushing to get your kid out the door and you don't notice their quiet anxiety about a math test. I am guilty of that. Or you're moving through a packed agenda and you miss your employees' unspoken disappointment when their project is shelved, right? In times of overwhelm and overwork, missing each other is super common. But it also puts us on a fast track to loneliness, to disconnection, and to burnout. And Stella and I are here to talk about how those conditions really contribute to incivility, right? So today's session is really about the cost of missing each other, missing each other's emotions. And it's also about the power that we unlock when we make space for those feelings together.
We believe that the antidote to missing each other is attunement. That's what we want to talk to you about today. Attunement is the art of full body, non-judgmental presence. It happens when someone is deeply noticing, actively listening, and signaling, I see you, I get you, you're safe here. It's not about fixing, like Lisa said, or minimizing or advising. In fact, attunement runs counter to the traditional leadership instincts we all have, like offering solutions very quickly, or brushing past someone's emotions, or hurrying to get to the task at hand. Attunement invites us to be with someone before trying to solve anything for them. It's a precursor to effective solutioning. And those who attune don't try to change another person's perspective or their emotional state. They acknowledge it, they honor it. And in doing so, they create conditions for trust, for clarity, and for wise action to emerge. When we attune, we actually are syncing our hearts. An academic study from 2023 found that heart rate and heart rate variability synchronize during positive interpersonal connections. This cardiac coordination has huge benefits to both parties. It reduces stress hormones, cortisol, it lowers blood pressure, it elevates positive emotions, it improves autonomic nervous system regulation, meaning our thoughts and our emotions are clearer, and it enhances decision-making capacity. This synchronization that happens between our bodies happens because we share facial cues. We hear voice patterns. We emotionally co-regulate. It's when the person who is activated in front of you feels the steady support from you. They feel your steady heartbeat. The bottom line is that the health and the performance of those around us is optimized when we attune to them. So I'd love for you all just to get us all we want to hear from you. Drop a yes or a no in the chat and let us know if you've experienced attunement just this past week. Has anyone here experienced it? Yes or no? Let us see in the chat. Where are you in terms of getting attuned to? Karen, yes. Lovely. Okay. Momoko, yes, also.
Momoko.
Lovely. Yeah. Dana, yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I love it.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Wow. Then they keep rolling in. Let me tell you, that is not the norm that Stella and I see. So I will just say that a lot of people, when we give this presentation, say, no, Lisa, Stella, I've been missed, right? So I'm thankful that clearly you're coming from organizations or cultures where that's not the case. But let's look at how maybe some other people might be feeling in the world. There are a lot of us that are feeling missed. And I want to talk about why that matters, especially now. So we are under greater pressure than ever before. The emotional climate at work is really heavy. So according to Gallup's US workforce data indicators from this year, from February 2025, 52% of workers are reporting a lot of stress at work. 44% report a lot of worry. 24% say they feel a lot of sadness. And 22% actually say they feel frequent anger. So that's nearly half of your coworkers, or let's just say some other organization's coworkers, walking into work every day carrying a lot of invisible emotional weight. And this is what Stella and I believe. You as leaders are not therapists, and you cannot afford to ignore feelings. So negative emotions don't stay contained. They spill into communication and collaboration and decision-making and trust. You know this, you've probably seen this in some of your teams. So how you respond to someone's worry or frustration or overwhelm can make the difference between disengagement and dedication. And so that's why we think it's your job as a leader to attend to feelings. When people feel emotionally cared for at work, some great things happen. They are more likely to be engaged and happy. They are more likely to endorse the organization, to give their discretionary energy, to stay with the company, to contribute to a positive team climate. And really, in short, what we're trying to say here is that emotional well-being at work isn't a side conversation, right? It's a performance lever. And Stella and I want to talk about how attunement is how you access that performance lever. So this is one of my favorite studies. It's by a researcher named Simone Schnall, and it illustrates what we're trying to say perfectly. She asked two groups of people to stand at the base of a hill and estimate how steep that hill was. One group stood alone, and the other group stood next to a close friend. And what Simone and her team found is that the results were striking. Those who had social support perceived the hill to be 10 to 20% less steep than those who stood alone. Okay, I'm just going to let that sink in for a second. It was the same hill, right? But it was a different perception. And the question is why? Why is that? It's because when we feel we are not alone, the climb, the challenge, the obstacle feels more manageable. Okay, so this is what attunement does in the workplace. It doesn't remove the challenge, it softens the slope. It signals we're in this together. And Stella and I really believe that that perception is everything.
I love that. I love that, Lise. And the beauty is that attunement doesn't take that long, and it's not that hard, and it doesn't cost you anything. In our experience, when leaders attune, they are often shocked by the results. They notice that they feel a deeper connection with their employee. They notice reduced reactivity from their employees. They notice some ahas. So with all of this, it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that much, and it can transform so much. Why don't we do it? What are the barriers? Well, the first one that most people go to is they just don't have time. Some people believe that attunement is a distraction from getting work done. But in reality, we know that it facilitates work by dissolving emotional resistance, by increasing trust and unblocking productivity. We also have that problem-solving instinct that Lisa opened up with. Leaders are trained to fix problems and not sit with discomfort. We'd much rather go into problem solving, sit with discomfort. Yet employees often need support before they need solutions. And burnout, right? And we know so many people are feeling burnt out. Leaders can't attune to others if they themselves are trapped in their own chronic stress response. So, unrelenting workloads or personal histories of trauma can put leaders in a default mode of fight, flight, freeze, fawn modes that make it really difficult to hold space for another person's emotions. We also don't have enough modeling. We don't have a lot of leaders out there who can model that non-judgmental listening. So we can't naturally offer it to others if we haven't experienced it ourselves. And we also know that many institutions and schools don't teach listening, let alone emotional presence. And of course, digital communication. Slack, email, text, any form of text strips away somatic cues that we need for attunement. Presence is much harder to convey through just words alone. So I'd like for you to just scan this list and reflect on, what are my personal barriers to attunement? We all have them. And we'd love to put you into some breakout groups to have a discussion, to share what holds you back and what you might be able to do to overcome your own barrier. So Lisa's going to put us in breakout groups, and I'm going to copy and paste these barriers so you have them for reference. And then we'll return in about 10 to 12 minutes. Does that sound good?
That's right.
Okay.
You should receive a breakout invitation in just a minute. And Stella will put these into the chat.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Ooh, Momoko's in a room by herself. Doesn't look like someone has joined. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you see this, what I'm seeing, Stelly?
No, honey. But I do see Jennifer and Jason are still here.
Unfortunately, I can't get them into a room. They joined late.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Jennifer, can you hear us?
looks like you should, yeah, Jennifer, if you're there, it looks like you should have an invite to room 1. I'm gonna move Momoko if she gets this. I'm gonna go join her. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Jennifer, if you can see this or hear me, Lisa sent you an invite for room 1.
I'm gonna move Momoko to room 3. And I'm also gonna shut my blinds.
Okay. Did you see the chat? I'm just wondering if they all got the chat while you were in the room.
I couldn't see it, sorry.
Okay. Oh,
I'm gonna assign Chris to a room, okay? Just plop him in.
should we let him know? Hi, Chris. Oh, Curtis, hi.
Yep. Yep, it's awesome.
Like, welcome. And you're oh, wait, we should track the time.
It's been about, we started at the 17, so.
Okay. Okay,
I
so
I can broadcast this to them if you want me to, these questions.
yeah, can you do that just in case? Because I'm worried it might not be.
Which of the barriers is your biggest?
It's in the chat now. You can copy and paste it.
Oh, it is. Okay. Did you list the barriers?
Yeah, can you see it?
Sorry. It's hard to switch from breakout room broadcasting to back to chat. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got it.
got it.
I don't
Okay.
know if it's going to let me post that whole thing. It won't. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I knew it. I'm just going to leave it in the chat.
Maybe do multiple broadcasts. Does the broadcast stay? I think it's more just like,
It's like more of a time thing. So no, I'm not gonna,
yeah, it's okay.
I'm not gonna do it. I feel like we started too early. I would have like waited 5 or 10 minutes until everybody got into the room. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. If we start at 17, then we go to 30, 27.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. 327 plus another 10 is 27. 37. So that gives us another, okay, that's good. I think we're good on time.
Mm-hmm.
We've had rain all day and it's given me a little bit of a headache.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna send them a broadcast that they have 5 more minutes, okay?
Oh yeah, I saw the broadcast. That's good. Honey, I'm gonna go get some more water. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi, MJ. How you doing? Are you good? Okay. We have participants in a breakout right now, so just wanted to tell you what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, good. They've got about 4 more minutes, and then I'll bring everybody back.
Okay.
Okay. How are you doing?
Good. I was trying to not disturb your flow with my appearance, but if they're all gone, then I guess we're fine.
Yeah, we're totally fine. I would send you into a room, but I don't think that if that would be jarring for you and them. So
Yeah. I'm guessing they're trying to attune.
they're looking at right now what barriers get in the way for them to attunement. So we have those barriers up on the slide, and then we're having them sort of say, how might they solve for that? So that's what they're doing right now.
So yesterday I was on a whole day on active listening, and one thing that came to my mind is the physical challenges, right? If you're hot, you're cold, you're hungry, you have poor digestion, you're tired, all these things, right?
Totally.
Those can also be barriers to attunement. I know sometimes I'm trying to listen to someone and I'm like, "Ugh, if I could just."
MJ, I wish that we had put that in our article,
I
and
know.
honestly, in this presentation, that could not be more spot on.
So you can comment on it when people come back.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I think we acknowledge a slice of that through burnout, but it's just if you're just dysregulated and you're not at homeostasis, you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like Stella, you've been having crazy headaches, right?
yes. Did you just hear that? Were you able
No.
to? Oh, I was just saying I have a headache right now.
Oh
So
no, it's from LinkedIn. I saw that on LinkedIn.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
MJ, can I invite you to share that brilliant pearl of wisdom because it should have been in our list, and and it should have been in our article too.
You're welcome to share it if you'd like. You can, you're fine. You can claim it, but if you don't want to, I'm happy to share as well.
Okay, that's great. I'm gonna pull him back, Stelly, in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
So how's it going so far?
I think well. I think well. This is
Cool.
the first time they've had an opportunity to talk to themselves.
Okay.
Um, so yeah,
Let's pull them back.
okay. Right.
Oh, and my son's about to walk in. He knows I'm.
Oh,
Welcome back. Hi, Don.
hi.
Stelly, before we go to the slide, can you go back?
Yeah.
All right. People must be in deep conversation because we only have 8 of our 20-ish people back here. I'm going to give them a little bit more.
Sure.
Okay. Welcome back from that breakout. I want to acknowledge something that came from MJ, who just joined us, that is missing in our list, that should be there. And that is your body's capacity to attune if you are hungry or tired or thirsty or overstimulated, or just feeling like you don't have the physical resources to attune. And that probably should have been on our list. Thank you for that, MJ. Did anybody sort of come up with something that wasn't on our list? Because I think that I should now surface that very quickly.
Well,
Maybe pop it in. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I guess it falls under digital communication, just with cues and,
Yes.
just that physically being in the same place.
Yeah. Thank you,
So
Dana.
important. Yeah.
Thank you for putting that. I'm actually going to talk about that right now. That's a perfect segue. If we missed something on this list, if we overlooked a barrier, will you please pop it in the chat for me? So let's move forward, Stelly. We want to talk about the best time to attune, okay? Because that's something we actually haven't covered. We've talked a lot about what it is and why, but when is also a question. So in our experience, the ideal moment to attune is during a one-on-one conversation. When someone seems emotionally flooded, so they're overwhelmed by frustration or sadness or anger or anxiety, name the feeling. But on the other hand, or on the other end of the spectrum, you also can attune when someone appears emotionally flat or numb, shut down, checked out. So just that one-on-one time when you really have high emotion or no emotion is the best time. You want to try to not attune over email or text or Slack. As Dana said, actually, it's kind of impossible. So attunement is a full body practice. And ideally, it's done in person or over video. And that's because our nervous systems rely on embodied real-time facial cues and expressions. We rely on tone of voice, posture, and even breath, okay? You can tell when someone is anxious because of the quality of their breath. And we rely on that breath also to co-regulate. So without those cues, attempts at emotional connection can really easily misfire. the last note we want to make is that not every moment calls for attunement, and you know this instinctually. If someone is focused on problem solving or brainstorming or working through a really tactical task, you want to stay with them there, right? Attunement is not about slowing everything down. It's about knowing when to slow down so that people feel seen and not swept past, okay? So we're going to talk now about how to do this. How do we attune? We think there are 5 steps. The first step is really an inner decision that you make, okay? And that inner decision is, I am here to listen, not to judge or to fix. So you're going to set aside your inclination to critique, to advise, to plan, to rescue. That's my favorite. You're going to ready yourself to be with the other person and not do anything for them. And that's why we say this is really an inner decision, okay? So to do this, you might say to yourself, I'm going to create the space where they feel safe. And to them, you might say something like, I'm here with you, right? You're not alone in this. I want to listen to understand. Tell me what's going on. The key step in this is to release yourself from the pressure to have answers. So your presence is enough.
I just want to repeat that because that's so important. Your
Thanks,
presence
Sally.
is enough. That's so good. And that presence, what's so important is when we're really present, then we want to be calm because your emotional state is contagious. And so if you're feeling tense or rushed or judgmental, they're going to sense it. Attunement requires you to be regulated, calm enough to absorb and reflect the other person's experience without reacting to it. And we all have our ways to shift into calm. So just some examples, but I'd love for you to put your own in the chat. We can breathe on purpose. We can remove our distractions, our devices, close our laptops if someone comes into our office. We can opt for a walking meeting so that we're activating both hemispheres of our brain, which helps us process stressful emotions. We can consider even delaying the meeting until we're in a more regulated state. So I'd love for you to just quickly pop in the chat. What's one thing that you know that works for you to shift into calm? Because the key is to know what that is and to continue to hone your own practice for getting into calm, because this will support you at work, at home, everywhere, and just being calm feels pretty good. So go ahead and pop that into the chat. I'm seeing mini meditation, beautiful. Nature is another one. Music is another one, right?
Hugging an animal would be another one if you're working from home.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now we're going to hit step 3. So once you're in a regulated state, it's easier for you to stay curious and to really practice this next step. So we believe that curiosity, and we have a lot of data on this, is the antidote to judgment, right? So you're going to enter the conversation with openness and not assumptions. Remember, your job here is to understand the other person's experience, not to impose your perspective. So you might ask yourself, what might I learn in this conversation? This is my favorite. How might I be surprised? You might say something to them like, I wonder what's been hardest for you, or tell me more about what that was like. These really keep you in a very curious point of view.
And like we've said, and it's very intentional. When Lisa and I originally, we wrote this in an article for Harvard Business Review, we repeated certain things. And one of the things we keep repeating is how this is a full body experience. Attunement isn't just about hearing with your ears, but it's about absorbing the full picture using your body. So that's listening for tone, for body language, and unspoken feelings. And when someone feels that sense of being heard, that's when their nervous system can relax. That helps them metabolize their emotions and move forward. So ways that we can listen include nodding, maintaining soft eye contact, mirroring their emotions with subtlety. Maybe you reflect back key phrases that say something like, it sounds like you're feeling frustrated because, and you recap their words, or tell me more. You want to avoid phrases like, I know exactly how you feel, because you probably don't. And also, you want to avoid, which we all have the best of intentions when we say this, but when we say look on the bright side, especially as positive psychologists, we totally get this intention. But really, what it ends up doing is minimizing their feelings and making them feel smaller, like Lisa was saying with her example of Maria.
And finally,
yeah. And also when it comes to listening with your body, you want to allow for silence. You want to just let that hang there a little bit.
Thanks, Deli.
Yeah. You want to
Okay. Yeah. The final step is to help the other person reflect on their experience and determine what's next for them. Okay. So this reinforces their ability to self-regulate and to problem solve so that you're not the fixer, you're not the rescuer as the leader. So you could say something like, it sounds like your energy has shifted, and let them fill in the rest. You could ask, how do you feel now? Is there anything that's clearer to you now? What do you think you need most right now? Those are really inviting statements. And then sometimes you might want to offer a closing statement if it's appropriate. You might want to say, thanks for sharing this with me, or it's really important that I learned about your feelings. As a mother or as a parent, let me tell you that last sentence is gold. It's a gold sentence. I use attunement with my son, but imagine if a leader said that to you. It's really important to me that I learned about your feelings, not just about the problem we're trying to solve or the hairball that's going on. It invites them to give that information to you in the future, which builds trust, builds clarity. It's gold.
Yes.
All right, Stilly.
So those are our 5 steps. And if you'd like the best summary of this session is in our article in the Harvard Business Review. It's called When the Best Leadership Skill is Just Being Present. And if you take a quick snapshot, this will take you directly there to the QR code. Basically, that's what we're calling for right here, is we're calling for what employees need most, and what I think we all need most, is each other's steady presence. Did everyone get a chance to take a snapshot? Sorry, I moved through that really quick, but I can do that. I can hold that for a second if anyone else needs that. So what we'd like to do is go back into conversation, because that's what Lisa and I believe helps us really learn and metabolize insights best. And so we'd love for you to reflect on one of these 3 questions. What most excites you about what you heard today? What is the one relationship in your life that could benefit most from attunement? Or if leaders in your organization were to adopt attunement, what is the first thing they would need? So I'll pop those questions back into the chat so you have them for reference. And we'll give you guys another
10 minutes.
Yeah. And then we'll come back, and we really want to have a dialogue about this, because I think hearing from everyone will really help us and motivate us to attune more. So Lisa, take it away.
I've opened up all the rooms.
Okay.
I hope you have some nice conversations. We'll get those questions into the chat. Okay.
Okay. We're doing pretty well timing wise.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good pace too, I think.
Yeah.
There's not that many participants, but I think it's the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just harder when you do a big virtual day.
I think so. Honey, I'm gonna go get something for my head because I have a headache right now. So I'll be
Oh,
right back,
sorry.
okay?
I can spread that over to you.
No, I'm just gonna mute and I'll be right back. And you've got the time going for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Set alarm for 8 minutes. Annie. Oh, you're on mute.
So much sun in Oregon. I just don't know what it's like. I'm so unused to it.
It's so funny. I got the rain and you got the sun.
No. Want to modulate this when they come back? The like pulling out
You were gonna
what
do
they
you were gonna do who responded to one.
yeah, like anybody want to tell us their response to question 1, right? Like
Yeah, that's good.
question 2.
We don't have that many people, so that will be nice.
And then we can leave a little time for Q&A, you know, if
Yeah,
there
that's
is any.
yeah, I think it will
Is
end.
this-
I think we want to end, you want to just leave me a minute so that I can offer them the sessions that we wanted to offer them.
Oh, I think that you should, yeah, I think you should run this last part. You're so good with the
Oh, am I
interactive.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, sure.
And then you'll know when to hit the slide on the practicing.
Okay.
Is it like 1:49? Is that when we're bringing them back?
Yeah, I have 4:40. Yeah, 49. Yeah. I have 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna broadcast to them that they have 3 minutes, okay?
Yeah, it's good. Also, so most of them are in groups of 2, it looks like, except room 2.
Well, they're actually all in groups of 2 because Jennifer has not shown up, right?
Yeah.
She's here with us, but she's not joined the room. Actually looks like nobody's talking in that room 2 right now
How do you know?
because I can see when the microphones are moving.
Oh, yeah. That's strange. That's such a good signal. I never paid attention to that.
Oh, I just so many breakouts.
Oh, MJ's coming back.
Okay. Hi,
Hi.
MJ.
I keep coming when you guys are in the small group conversation.
Yeah.
This
Don't worry.
is a very tough time because all 3 sessions I'm like, I've got to be there, I've got to be there. So I'm trying to catch glimpses of all of it.
Well, I think now it will be the most exciting part because people will be reflecting on like their favorite insights or how they might bring it
Perfect.
to their organization. So,
Perfect.
Sally, I'm gonna close the room.
yeah.
We're
Sorry,
gonna have to catch
Capsule
up
got
with the
stuck.
recording.
When will the recordings be available, MJ? Because I want to catch the ones I missed.
Yes, that's a good question. I do not know,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I so loved your keynote. I was so impressed with so many of the statistics and
Oh,
research
thank
you
you.
put forth.
Thank you. There's a part of me that was like, did I do the best job I could have on the statistics with kindness?
Oh, you did.
Oh,
You
thank
brought
you.
so much good stuff and honestly shocking. I thought it was so fresh and new for me. So
Thank
Oh.
you. Thank you. It goes deep. It really does.
that's good.
MJ, I plan to rewatch. My father's passing has been a bigger experience than I anticipated, so I have been in
Oh,
and out today.
I completely understand it. You can't catch up with your dad at a later time, and you can definitely catch up with all of this whenever you feel like it's the right time. So,
That's so gracious.
good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone. Welcome back. Oh, that was my timer for the breakouts. All right. Do we have everyone or are
We
folks?
do.
Oh, great. Okay, welcome back. Well, we'd love to have a broader conversation. So, who talked about question 1? What excites you most about what you heard today? Would anyone like to share?
I want to do the third one.
You want to do the third? Okay.
Momoko wants to do the third. Okay.
Okay, you got it. Anybody want to do the first? Any insights that resonated with you that were surprising or great reminders?
So Stella, I'll just jump in, and I'm Dawn Weddle from the Midwest Business Group on Health. We work with employers to put into place benefit and wellness programs. I think the thing that I kind of heard from today's conversation is yesterday is this is free. Like so many of our employers are looking for ways to put these innovative strategies into place and everything, the different point solutions, how much is this going to cost, but at the end of the day, this is one of these things that you can do that doesn't cost a darn thing and can have a tremendous impact. So it's
Yeah.
certainly a win-win for not
A
only the employees, but the employers who are implementing.
Yes.
Dawn, thank you for bringing in the free component. The
Mhm.
complimentary, this does not take away anything. We really appreciate you calling that out.
Yes. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. And it doesn't take that much time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll just add in onto that idea. I think I totally agree that this is free and meaningful and valuable. But I think it also is somewhat limited in many organizations because it's not embraced by the entire organization. And oftentimes in our world of worksite health promotion, it's housed in the benefits department, HR department, and they're not always necessarily the movers of the culture or the owners of the culture. And it seems to me that if this is going to be truly effective across the organization, it needs to have broader roots and broader support throughout the organization, from C-suite to organizational development and all the other elements of the business that really need to be working in lockstep, I think, to make it effective.
Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, I mean, we know that HR initiatives, as much as we want them to have sweeping impact, do not, right? It has to be owned by the business, or has to be, what we're saying is that this is an initiative that leaders can do at any place in the business. And so thank you for bringing that forward.
What about
Anybody on? Go ahead, Sel.
Yeah, what about question 2? What's the relationship in your life that you'd like to apply attunement to a little bit more often? Did someone come to mind? I was telling Lisa after we wrote our article how I totally messed up with my daughter, like literally right after we wrote our article, and I was like, and then I like went back and like repaired it and was like, you know what? I didn't do this quite right. So there's the good news is even if you mess up, you can always go back and repair. So Curtis, one of our sons, beautiful, yeah. It's so
I
good.
will tell you, the person I have the hardest time attuning to in my life is the one I dislike the most. I'll be really honest that it's hard for me to attune when I have a judgment around the personality of someone that I'm working with, or the value system of someone I'm working with, right? And it often for me begs even greater regulation, greater presence to bring forward. And it always helps.
And that's also an offering, right? For us, if we want to grow, is the offering is how do we expand our hearts and our capacity for kindness, even when we're meeting someone with whom we strongly disagree. So I kind of, we see that as an offering, even though it's very uncomfortable and annoying. What about 3? Just going back to Stephen's comment, what do you see as the first thing that you could do to bring this forth in your organization? MJ.
I'm sorry, I'll let you finish what you were doing. I was not answering that question. I have a separate question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and then Momoko wanted to answer this one. So let's head to Momoko and then we'll come
Okay.
back to you, MJ.
Yes.
Oh, I was in the room with anchovies, and we were discussing that. I think just to get them to adopt would be hard, right? And then we're talking about my last one I was in with self-compassion, we were talking about that they needed to be self-aware first in order to even truly adopt this attunement, because, if they're not self-aware, first of all, that they could be like, oh yeah, that sounds good, but then they stop doing it. And then we were talking about, like, because they're so interested in productivity and all that kind of stuff. And we were like, I wonder how wellness or well-being can leverage like AI to like do predictive analysis of what if you adopted this is how it would look like, and they would like be like all excited. It's like, because they just we find that, like, all of us find that it's hard for them to get excited about the things that we find out. And I put it out there, and it's like, this is what I find out, even that thing on the stock market, the Wellbeing 100, I put it out there, and it's like, okay, it's like, how can we get them excited about something that's real data that's for them, like specific to my industry, and say, hey, listen up. If you do this, this is what it's going to look like for your retention of your bus operators, your retention of, because when it's like outside of my industry, they're like, oh, great, it works for somebody else, and then they're like, oh, not my industry.
To your point, that's such a great point. And unfortunately or fortunately, we're all motivated by pain. And one of the things that you can, when you want to meet someone where they're at, most people have conflict at work, or they have someone who they have a very difficult time with. And MJ, you opened up with those amazing stats. So if we frame it in terms of like, what if you could have more ease? What if you could see eye to eye? What if you could create more fluidity and less blocks to your productivity? Maybe that's a way in to meet them where they're at. Thank you for that beautiful and very honest reality that we're all in. I know we're at the end, and we're at the end of the conference. I just want to leave you with one more resource. If you, all of this is about practice. And as I mentioned, I totally messed up with my daughter, and then I went back in, and it's so hard to do it, especially with people maybe that you have a hard relationship with. So Lisa and I want to offer each of you some practice sessions. So we've opened up our calendar for 10 spots, and it's totally free. So if you want to just practice this with us, or talk about your barriers and how you might overcome them, we are so happy to do that, because it's also enriching our research and how we can bring this forth to more people. So if you're interested in just talking with either one of us afterwards about this, you can go ahead and scan the QR code, and it will take you directly to our calendar, where we could hopefully give you some coaching on how to bring this forth in your own relationships, in your own world.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, this was beautiful, and we'll stay around if you have any questions, but thank you for your presence today, all of us together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great session.
Thank you, Gerardo.
Bye-bye.